How long does it take to build a coaching program? That's a question that I often get asked. How quickly can I get my knowledge online and start making revenue? In this video, I am going to answer that question. I can't answer it right now, but I will be able to by the end of this video, because by the end of this video, I will have created in front of your very eyes this coaching program. If you need to grab a pen and paper, if you need to grab a drink, please hit the pause button right now, and I'm going to take you through this. You can see already how long the video is, and by the end of this video you will have seen exactly the process that I go through. Now, this is a brand new YouTube channel for me. You can see there's new videos and subscribers appearing. It would mean the world to me and my family if you subscribe to this channel. It's where my focus is at the minute, helping small business owners, trainers and coaches develop their digital skills, teaching them tech and approaches and new ways of working that help them to save time and generate a lot more revenue as well. So please do subscribe. Chuck a like on this video. That's incredibly helpful for me at this stage. And if you do have any questions, leave me a comment. I'd love to answer those for you. So I'm in my platform here. I'm going to go ahead and create a coaching program. Now, before I do that, I want to say that coaching programs often conjure up the image of being a group thing, like a group training program. And absolutely, you can use this approach that I'm going to show you for that group training. But in this context, I'm using this platform for one-to-one training. So I'm going to work with one of my clients on two specific objectives, and it's going to be highly personalized to them. I want to kind of guide them through this process, but also respond to the challenges and the learning and the questions that occur from them as we go. And on-demand courses don't deal with this type of scenario very well, unless you've kind of got community and one-to-one support built in there, which I sometimes do. But this kind of fluid, flexible approach is a very valuable experience. It's easier for you as a coach, you get better results, but also it's a better experience for them as well. So first of all, I need to give my coaching program a title, and I'm going to call this Podcast and Social Excellence. So let me, in fact, I'm going to write the description of this, and then you'll get to understand what this program is about. So it's a one-to-one approach that I'm going to take with somebody just for the next 4 weeks. Okay, so in this coaching program, which lasts for 4 weeks, our focus will be on fulfilling the following 2 outcomes. So objective number 1, you will develop your knowledge, confidence and skills in organic social media marketing, and be posting regular, highly engaging content. And the second objective is going to be you will be able to complete the production of a podcast edit using the tried and tested process and to the client satisfaction. Okay, so these are the 2 objectives I'm going to work with this person on. So firstly, they are an editor and they do some edit work. They're looking for new clients, so I'm going to help them with their social media presence. And at the same time as that, they want to upskill themselves in podcast production. And there's certain advanced techniques that I use that move podcasts towards radio quality, that this person is going to learn from me to help them be better at the work that they do. So those are my 2 learning outcomes, and I've written those into a description. Now, you need to put some thought into this work. Don't just chuck words into these boxes here. I kind of have done, because it is a one-to-one approach, and I'm not going to put this content onto landing pages. I'm not going to sell this program to anybody else. It's just literally going to be a one-off. But if you're creating coaching programs that you want to sell, there's a lot of work to do in terms of using the right words on these sorts of pages. There's things like your target audience to consider, the pain points. There's the value proposition that you need to communicate effectively. You also need to make it clear that this is the right product and solution for them, and you're the right person to deliver it as well. You've also got SEO to think about and those sorts of things. And so there's kind of there's a lot of science that goes into these words, and I'm not going to cover that in this video. I will in other videos that I produce, and it's certainly something that I cover in the one-to-one work that I do. Actually, in the description of this video, there's a link to my website where you can join my tribe free, and I regularly share these types of tutorials and more besides. So yeah, that's my description written. I'm now going to go ahead and put a short description in, and I'm going to say this one-to-one program is designed to develop your social, your organic social media skills, develop your organic social media skills, and enhance your podcast production methods. Right, okay, there we go. I next need to give this coaching program a category, and this is a one-to-one program that I've got here. And here is where I choose the access rights. Now, I'm going to choose hidden because I don't want this to appear on any of my websites. I don't want anybody to buy it. I'm not promoting this at all. It's literally a one-to-one program that's going to be one-off. The other options here are you can have it public so everyone can see it and everyone can sign up to it. You can have it private here, where that's an option, so people can see it in the public domain, but it's private as far as they've got to request access to join it. And then the restriction option here is where it's visible everywhere, but nobody can join it or request permission. Now, I'm going to keep this to one student, and the submission visibility is the next setting. And this doesn't really apply when I'm working one-to-one. Submission visibility. Now, a submission is a task that you can set as a coach. It could be a piece of homework, or it could be a habit that you want them to track, or something to comment on, or a piece of work to submit, that sort of stuff. And the submission visibility controls whether people can see each other's work or they can only see their own. So as I say, one-to-one setting, this doesn't really apply. Now, the habit tab option here toggles on whether you can see habit tracking on the platform or not. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about the technicalities of habit tracking, but it's such a powerful feature, because the true measure of learning isn't in how much knowledge people can take on. That's not it. What the true measure of learning actually is what they do with that knowledge and what difference it makes to their results and their performance. So habits are a fundamental part of embedding any type of learning. Like I say, I'm not going to kind of go into that too much here, but I'm just going to leave it disabled. But I will point it out on the platform when we get to that bit. Now, the session type, I can either have this week-based, non-week-based, or continuous. Now, a week-based approach is where it starts on a particular date, finishes on a particular date, and then it runs for a number of weeks. Whereas a non-week-based program is more kind of where you are going through certain topics, if that makes sense. So there might be, I don't know, 5 topics that you're going to go through, and there's kind of, I don't know, 4 sessions in each one, something like that. But I'm going to do this as a week-based one, and I'm going to make the start date on the 1st of September, and I'm going to make the end date, let's go 4 weeks. So 1, 2, 3, I'm going to finish that. In fact, let's finish it on the 30th. Sometimes I like to give an extra couple of days beyond the official end of the program, just kind of for things to close up. Now, this is showing you when you want the activities to be available to somebody. So I am not going to do anything with this person on a Sunday. Honestly, In fact, I'll leave this on because I'll leave it on Monday to Saturday actually, because I'm going to keep this quite flexible for this person. Sometimes there will be content on that day. Sometimes it'll just be discussion. So yeah, and then I get to choose the starting day of the week, which is going to be Monday. Now this setting here, in terms of submissions, and homework and that sort of stuff, you've got a choice here whether people have to submit on that particular day or whether you're going to allow them to submit work beyond that date. So, you know, if I set a piece of work on a Monday, does somebody have to submit it on a Monday, or does it matter if they leave it to Wednesday type thing? And in this case, I want to keep it quite flexible. I get preview the sessions here. So I've got week 1, all my days there, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5. So that is my month program. Now, next, I need to create some images for this program, and I have to fill these in at this stage actually, so it won't let me create the program until I've got these images. And usually what I'd do is I create these images before I start building the coaching program so that everything is ready by the time I got to this stage. And the reason I've not done that is I just want to show you how quick and easy it is to create your images in Canva. Now you need 2 images. Let me go back to the platform. You need a square one, which is 144 by 144, and then you need this banner image to go along the top. 1376 by 288 is the size for that. So I'm going to go ahead and create the first one. We'll do a custom design, and like I say, 144 by 144. Create new design. And this is the main focus of this is a podcast actually. So I'm going to go, let's have some headphones sat on a LED lit computer desk. There we go. So this is for the icon for the coaching program, the square image that's going to appear. Just while that's loading up, I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to show you now what a finished coaching program looks like, just so that you can see where all of this is heading to. And I'll show you what the square image looks like and the banner image at the top. So on the screen, right, let me just change my screen a little bit. So on my screen at the minute, this is a coaching program actually in action. We are currently on week 11 of 12, so it finishes, yeah, it finishes in a week's time. But the image I'm creating in Canva at the minute, the square one, is this Monday Social Club icon here. And then the banner I'm going to create is the one just at the top here. So that's what we're working towards. Those are the images we're going to create in Canva, but for this bespoke coaching program that I am talking about. So let me go back into my design. Here are my headphones, AI generated. I quite like that actually. There we go. Oh, that looks real, doesn't it? Nice. So I am going to download that. And that's my first image done. I next want to go back and do the banner. That's the next job I want to do. So that big long banner that you saw at the top. And actually, I'm just going to tweak the banner that I've already got. Just bear with me. I need to find it. Where is it? I tell you what, let me not keep you waiting. Let me just show you how to make a brand new one. So we go custom size. The size for this one is actually 1376 by 288. And that's the size that we need. You can actually kind of use some templates in Canva if you want to. In fact, yeah, let's do it. Obviously, don't want that person. Let's make this banner. So we're going to call it Podcast and Social. Ooh. Mastery. Podcast and social mastery. There we go. Centralize that. That doesn't look too bad. Get rid of that. Yeah, nice. There we go. We'll leave it as that for now. I don't want to waste too much time while you see me designing this, because literally this is designed to be a video that demonstrates to you how quickly you can set up a coaching program. But let me just go back to the platform. You know, you've now seen the images that we need to create, but this is what the platform actually looks like. So I record all the live sessions that we do every week. They get published. Here's a little bit of a welcome message. This is a bit of induction stuff here. Welcome to the program. There's the program guide. Some induction stuff helps them to find the way around. I set them little activities and tasks each week. They get to, this is the habit tracker actually here, where they get to log their performance and that sort of stuff. They can comment and all manner of different things. So that's what we're building here. And, you know, you can do that on an on-demand basis. You can have these programs that are literally ready to go, loaded up with content, you know, that work on demand, or you might have some on-demand content, some live sessions as well, or you might go entirely live. Let's say you've got no content at all. You could put a 12-week program together, do a live session every week, record those, and then the next time this program runs, all that content is available on demand. So yeah, that is what we are building. So back onto our platform here, I'm now going to upload the featured image and the banner. So just upload it here. Let me just remind myself where I put it. There we go. I've done that silly thing where I've called it untitled design. So there we are, there's my icon in. Just going to go and upload the banner now. Shaboom! And bearing in mind, I've just thrown these together. I haven't thought about the design or anything. So there we go. That is my coaching program set up, ready to go. All I need to do now is hit that create button. And there we go. That is now in my list of coaching programs. There's the one that we've created at the top. I can now go ahead and visit that. There we go. So you can see it starts on Monday the 1st of September. There's no members on it as of yet. The habits tab doesn't appear, but it actually would appear there if I got it enabled. So as a coach here, I can look at the activities. I can see a list of clients. I'll be able to go into their information and that sort of stuff. But this is where I start building up the program. So on Monday, what content do I want available? Well, let's say I'm going to add a lesson in here. Let's say the first one's a video. I give it a name, description, select the video, and that sort of stuff. In fact, let me just do it here. Just call it a test video. Put anything in there. That video. Right, and then I can assign the lesson to all. Or I can assign it to individual people if I want to. Let's go assign all. And that's it. That video is there ready for them. So that could be my introductory video. If I want to, I can enable comments here. So if anyone's got any questions or comments, they can write these underneath. I can also add lessons in, right? And then I can notify clients. So let's say, I don't know, the week is progressing and there's a common kind of pain point that keeps coming up. And, you know, people are messaging me privately and saying, oh, I don't understand this bit. I could then respond to that with a piece of content, put it onto the platform here. It doesn't have to be a video, just a text explanation or a quick PowerPoint or a PDF download or, you know, even a link to a web page or a YouTube video, whatever it is. I can add it in here and, of course, notify those clients as well. So, yeah, this is my one-to-one program. And I am going to today fill up a little bit of content for next week to get this guy started with what he's doing. I can add any notes along the way as well. So if I want to leave him a message, I can do that just here. When I leave a note, I'm able to leave that note for everybody or leave it just for a selection of people. So it's a real powerful feature. And that is it, really. That is it. And this is a really powerful way of getting your knowledge online, folks, because the number one barrier for people getting their knowledge online is that they believe that they've got to create a shitload of content and build it into this wonderful on-demand course. And that's not true. And honestly, I spoke to people this time last year about building online courses. And, you know, I don't push people, but I will challenge people and I will say, look, you know, your approach is going to take you a long amount of time and the chances are you're not going to move forward with it. And looking at those people a year down the line, they haven't made any progress and they're still, you know, having the same battles and struggles with generating revenue, scaling their business and that sort of stuff. So from a business commercial perspective, this approach really works well. But from a learning perspective, it works well as well. How many training courses have you been on, right, where you've turned up and there's a set agenda of content that you have to sit through? And how many of those have you kind of had moments where you think, I don't really need to know this bit, or we could have made that bit a bit quicker, couldn't we? There's a difference from a teaching perspective when you get a bunch of people in the room and spoon feed what you think they want to know versus getting a bunch of people in a room and having a conversation with them. The challenge with online learning has been that, you know, to get in a room physically with people, that's kind of really expensive, you know, especially when people are separated by distance. So online learning is a way that you can bridge that gap without hitting those cost and time barriers. But the problem with online learning is education particularly has put us in a position where we look at learning as being this spoon feed approach, this kind of shoveling content at people in the hope that it sticks. And unfortunately, online learning is carrying that reputation as well. If you think of traditional e-learning, health and safety learning, that sort of stuff, which is, you know, watch a video, click next, do an activity, and click next, do a quiz, click next. There's a lot of value in actually connecting with people live and asynchronously on demand as well. And there's a lot of value in actually putting out content that answers the questions people really have, and not just because it takes a list of curriculum that you think they should have. So yeah, hopefully you found that useful and hopefully that enables you to move forward. Now, you know, any technology, as simple as this looks, you know, this is my bag and this is my experience. I have lots of experience getting learning online. And, you know, as quick as it has been for me to do that, this video is now 23 minutes long and my coaching program is ready to go, right? So that is the answer to the question I answered at the beginning. Well, less than 20 minutes if you cut out my waffle, but you know, that's based on my competence and my experience and that sort of stuff, my knowledge of these sorts of tools. So, you know, you've got a choice. Actually, you can get your head around this eventually, dedicate some time to it. Please subscribe to my channel because this is exactly the sort of stuff that I talk about. And, you know, I'm going to be sharing more of this stuff. So you will learn this over time. If you want to accelerate that and you want to use me to just get it built for you and then work with me on a one-to-one basis to learn it, let's talk. There's a link in the description of this video. Currently my calendar is closed. I am up to capacity. That's why I'm focusing a lot on YouTube at the minute. But if you join my tribe, you will get free tutorials, help, support, alerts when useful videos like this one come out, but also when spaces do become available. That is the people that I go to first. I don't have my calendar on public display at the minute. It's just not what I do. So check the link in the description, hit me up in that way. You'll have direct access to my email when you're on that free tribe list anyway. So at any point you want a hand with this stuff and you want to drop me a question, you're more than welcome to do so. Please subscribe. My family love you for doing that. Please like this video. Watch out for more. I'll see you on the next one.
hands, stressed out trying to keep up with technology's demands. Whether you're part of a team or a one-person band, where on earth do you focus to deliver your plans? Are you nervous to progress with all the options out there? Well, let me introduce you to a breath of fresh air, a way for you to reach your organizational dreams. Teach yourself some digital skills and all that it means. Come up with some schemes, but don't assume it will be easy to create content and manage communities. So how do you scale? How do you multiply yourself? How do you create an offer that people can buy off the shelf? Make some serious money that might lead to some wealth. Introducing AD House, there's really no one else. Technology's moving fast, so don't get left behind. Click the link below and join AD's digital tribe.